Furfur was a little rabbit with soft white fur. His fur was so fluffy that it looked like a cloud floating on the ground. He was known throughout the forest for his gentle nature and curious spirit. He lived in a cozy burrow under a big oak tree. The burrow was warm and snug, filled with soft leaves and moss. Furfur loved to eat, and his burrow was always stocked with his favorite snacks. His favorite food, crunchy carrots. He could never get enough of their sweet, crisp taste. The garden was his little paradise, filled with all kinds of vegetables, but the carrots were always the best. Every morning, Furfur would hop into his garden. The garden was a vibrant place with rows of colorful vegetables and flowers. The morning sun would cast a golden glow, making everything look magical. He nibbled on the sweet, juicy carrots. They were so delicious. Each bite was a burst of flavor, and Furfur would close his eyes to savor the taste. He felt so happy and content in those moments.
These carrots are good, he thought, but what if there's something even more delicious out there? But maybe, just maybe, there's something even better. His curiosity was piqued, and he couldn't help but wonder what other tasty treats the world had to offer.
Furfur's tummy rumbled with curiosity. He felt a sense of excitement bubbling up inside him. The forest was full of mysteries, and he was eager to explore. He decided to go on an adventure to find a new favorite food. With a determined hop, he set off into the forest, ready to discover the wonders that awaited him. The trees whispered secrets, and the leaves rustled with possibilities. What new flavors would he find? Only time would tell. Furfur hopped out of his garden. He went on a quest through the forest. The trees were tall and green. Sunlight peeked through the leaves. Furfur hopped and hopped. He couldn't wait to see what treats he would find.
What was that delicious smell? It smelled fruity and sweet.
Furfur followed the smell. It led him to a tree with bright red berries. On the branch sat a beautiful bird with blue feathers. The morning sun glistened off its vibrant plumage, making it look almost magical.
Hello, my name is Zizi. I live in this beautiful forest surrounded by nature's wonders. Are you here for these juicy berries? They are my favorite. Every morning I come here to enjoy their sweet taste.
Zizi pecked at a berry, savoring its flavor. The berries were not just food, they were a delightful treat that made Zizi's day special, and ate it with delight. Each bite was a burst of sweetness, a moment of pure joy. Furfur, the curious rabbit, had never seen such bright berries. They glowed like tiny rubies in the sunlight.
They look good. I wonder if they taste as good as they look.
He stood on his hind legs, stretching as far as he could. The berries were just within reach and reached for a berry. His little paw brushed against the smooth surface of the berry. He took a tiny bite. It was very tart. The unexpected sourness made him pause. Furfur scrunched up his nose. The taste was not what he had anticipated. Berries were not for him. He decided that perhaps other treats in the forest would be more to his liking. With a final glance at the berries, Furfur hopped away, ready to discover new adventures and flavors in the forest. Furfur hopped on. Soon he met a playful squirrel named Snudge.
These acorns are the tastiest,
said Snudge, stuffing his cheeks. Furfur tried an acorn. It was hard and bitter. He continued his journey. He met Velo the elephant. Velo was munching on leaves.
You have to try these leaves.
Velo trumpeted. Furfur took a bite. The leaves tasted bland and chewy. Furfur sighed. He missed his crunchy carrots. The sun began to set. The forest grew darker. Furfur felt a little sad and very tired. He thought about his cozy burrow. He imagined his garden full of carrots. A single tear rolled down his cheek.
Maybe Zizi, Snadge, and Velo like their food, but I am a rabbit, and rabbits love carrots. I wish I never left my garden.
Furfur turned around. He hopped and hopped, his little paws barely making a sound on the soft forest floor. The sun was setting, casting a golden hue over the trees, and the forest was alive with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. He followed the same path back home, the familiar trail winding through the dense woods. Each step brought him closer to the comfort of his burrow, and he could almost smell the fresh earth and greenery that surrounded his home. Finally, he saw his burrow under the oak tree, its entrance hidden among the roots. The sight of it filled him with a sense of relief and anticipation. He quickened his pace, eager to reach the safety and warmth of his home. He rushed into his garden, a small but bountiful patch of land he had tended with care. The garden was filled with vibrant plants and vegetables, each one a testament to his hard work and dedication. Furfur grabbed the first carrot he could find, its bright orange color standing out against the green foliage. He held it in his paws, feeling its weight and texture. and his mouth watered in anticipation. He took a big bite, the crunch echoing in the quiet garden. The taste was incredible, a perfect blend of sweetness and freshness that made his taste buds dance with joy. It was the sweetest, juiciest, crunchiest carrot he had ever tasted. Furfur realized something important in that moment. The simple pleasures in life, like a fresh carrot from his own garden, were the most rewarding. Sometimes the things we think are boring are the things that make us the happiest. The routine of tending his garden, which he once found mundane, now seemed like a blessing. From that day on, Furfur was grateful for his carrots. He appreciated each one, knowing the effort and care that went into growing them. They were not just food, they were a symbol of his hard work and the simple joys of life. And he never ever compared his food again. Furfur learned to cherish what he had, finding happiness in the everyday moments and the fruits of his labor.